Alrighty, we are going to do the belt and knee pads. Now, I did two options for the belt since there was a lot of issues with the Bakugou cosplay when it came to the belt. I will show that later. But what I did was all right. I had me a orange belt. I actually bought me an orange belt. In the men's section of any store you can find, or a secondary option is you can make you a belt. Similar to how I did the Deku belt. So let me bring that one. All right. This is what I did for besides having the orange actual belt, which I actually ended up using. This was my OG option. Once again, I took duct tape that was orange. And I used a really old already belt that I had, and I surrounded it in that duct tape, but I made sure I made holes enough for the spot so it will fit me. Or what holes that it actually come with, I made sure I took something to um, put in the holes so I can make sure I could keep the holes. You may have to have somebody else help you with that. A lot of people just use a regular, a sharp knife, but safety first, please. Safety first, please. Safety first, please. But the other option that I did was just basically cover it in duct tape. Now the holders, I basically took old cardboard boxes. These are Pocky food boxes or old candy boxes, and you can wrap it up in whatever the color you need, which would be orange for Bakugo. And then I took another little piece and glued across the front to make the little flap look. And the jewels that I use on my face for Deku's freckles, but you can also just draw them in with a Sharpie and stuff, and make you a old fashioned belt. If you don't have anything orange, I just decided to go on and get me a straight up orange belt. And I used another method to actually put these on the actual fabric belt. And I sewed mine in, but you can also do safety pins, or you can just find another method to use to keep it in place. But my old method was this. And then I just like for the backside, just slap some slap some cement glue, contact cement glue, glue glue gun included, and just kind of like there you go, build. But similar option for Bakugo if you want to make your build now, or you could just do the orange belt. You don't have to add the other things. But I do have another option. Another option is you can take a old t-shirt and you can cut out the squares. And you can either stuff them with stuffing on there to make it look like one of the pouches, or you can take the shirt and make it into long strips. Get you some of those I don't have any, but they are the fasteners, the two-sided fasteners that you can sew in when you make the strip of cloth, the side of fasteners. Or you can even use a old pillowcase to make the strips, and since it's already two-sided, and you can work that route and make your belt with a pillowcase too, or the make the squares, sew them together, and make your own cushions. Those are other options. Also, another option is, like I said, with the fabric that you can make it into a belt, and then if you have used some Velcro, with the adhesive on the back, and you can put it on here and make you your own belt out of whatever material, and you can, you don't necessarily have to have it to be orange. It can be black, so that's also another option. Now, these right here, the pouches is what I'm talking about, with the little fasteners you can put in, or just the two snaps, and you can make your own little pouches. But these are actually from the Bakugou cosplay itself. Now these were okay, but they have a lot of movement. And also these were from the Bakugou cosplay, but um the other option I had for also making the bombs too, I'll come with that as well on the end. But let's go on and get. I took a water bottle cap. You can either use the bottom part that actually looks like the actual grenade part, or you could just use the top where it has, and get you a couple of those, and just cover up the bottom and make like little small, or you can actually just get little small mini actual bottles of drink, and just spray paint them. Just make sure, or hand paint them with any kind of craft paint or spray paint. Make sure it's for plastics, and you can make the little bombs that way. That's another option to make the bombs if you don't have it. But then also you can use fabric like these, which basically I'm assuming they found a fabric that's kind of like a silver and then green fabric, and basically you cut it out to make strips, two for the top, two for the bottom, and then sew it up, or stitch it up and stuff, and put filling in it, and you can make your grenades that way too. And also the other option was like taking the fabric to make the strips. You can put some and sew it together to make a loop where your belt will go through, if you want to do it that route. And then the other end has the end, and then you can find another strip to go around your thighs, and then that'll be the other one with the actual fastening in. Because like I said, once again, a lot of people struggle with the Bakugo cosplay because this sucker did not fit around their thighs, or it was too loose. Now, knee pads. I'm gonna repaint these soon, but getting a little bit other kind of paint. I did not have like the actual paint that was for like surfaces, but you can get you some paint. These are basically some garden knee pads. That's basically like a buck, $2, made out of styrofoam. And then once again, the foam, with the adhesive back, and I just got a gray one and the orange, glued them together, then glued it on the actual. And you can add more to make the more rivet look, or another option, you can use buttons. Buttons off of an old shirt, or buttons from anything, and then actually glue the buttons on here to make it, give it more of a look when you spray paint it black, and then you can come back with the orange on top of the buttons, or wherever you want it at. Or you could just paint on the orange, up to you. That's your option. I'm gonna come with the gauntlets next. Alrighty. The last part will actually be the boots, and I will show some other stuff for the wig and the other kind of gauntlets. I'm just gonna put that out there coming up.